All right, and as we had talked about there in the campfire, we're going to be heading to the coal tower here. We're going to be seeing some nurse action. Matt 05, as we talked about, is going to be out here on the killer. Daimao, LaMagic, Itachi, and Hitboxes out on the survivor side. Of course, we always know that the nurse does have that ability to start things off quickly, has been able to find a survivor relatively quickly into this trial here as well. Got that first M1 as well.
Yeah, that was a great start coming out from Matt 05, immediately blinking on top of Daimao, gets the hit as well, as you had mentioned, but now is going to be playing around this edge tile. Mad should just be able to walk him down, but oh my god, look at the distance that Daimao was able to make in the time Mad was trying to cut him off from going deeper into the map, but Daimao just headed towards the corner, and that bought him so much distance, but not enough. 2 more blinks, and Daimao will go down. That's going to be a hook very, very fast onto the start of this game, and might even potentially be basement. We have the agitation, we have the basement down those stairs. I think Matt's gonna go for it. Everyone's starting off on generators, but will it be enough? That's the question. Hitboxes should be able to complete theirs, but with the pressure from a basement hook, this is gonna be so huge for Matt.
Down in the basement, paying for your sins for an
survivor
early
too?
down, and then you've been able to find yourself an additional survivor here for Mad as well. This is really, really big. Going to be able to blink into the basement to be able to cut him off. And right now, Mad off to a fantastic start, because right now, only 2 survivors could potentially be working on those gens, but you can't help but imagine we have an additional survivor making their way over to help with the save. There's going to be the M1 onto the Magic shortly after that first gen had popped. Nice blink as far as right here. Make sure we're playing patience, not going to go for the grab, expecting someone behind, and this means even less progress onto these gens here currently, and you're still probably going to see a second stage force in this basement.
Yeah, knowing that Hitboxes was working on the generator that got completed, though, I would expect Itachi hasn't come over and it is working on 1 more generator. So 1 more generator might pop. By Daimao hitting second stage is almost guaranteed now. Hitboxes can't come in for the save. LaMagic can't come in for the save. And like I was talking about, Itachi will finish that second generator, meaning Itachi can't come in for the save. And there we see it. Second stage already coming out. However, 2 generators have popped. Mad needs it down onto Magic, but Magic just got healed as well. This isn't looking the greatest for Mad if the survivors are going to be efficient on these generators, but as we're looking around, no one's really on those generators, so maybe Mad doesn't have to worry. Hitbox is going to slow vault into the main building. Mad doesn't see any scratch marks. He's not going to be none the wiser. That should be a safe unhook for Daimao, but Mad is going to be right there, able to blink back on top of them as soon as they go for it. Oh my god, no! Finds Hitboxes walking down, going for the save. Mad doesn't get the grab. He gets the hit on the back of him, but still, this should be the down onto Hitboxes. No, a dead hard! That's so huge! From Hitboxes, now the BT from Daimao, and the flashlight preventing the blinks. Matt tries to use the corner to his advantage to get away, and it does work. However, Daimao, able to make so much distance anyway, is almost across the map, and LaMagic is just going to be harassing him with that flashlight.
Beautiful plays there to be able to lurking in the shadows there, getting the value from the flashlight.
Too.
Nice job to use it, able to get the locker. Causes the fatigue, so you're going to be able to build a little bit of distance, but there's not really much over here for you. It's going to be a wing and a miss here, which is big time for the rest of the survivors, especially to be able to get that reset. Once Daimao was able to get to a little bit of safety here, but we haven't even seen that broken status yet, right? So that means this could potentially be you still locate them and get this tunnel out, and that's going to be big.
The mini nurse is calling that tooth is going to be big, but it's not going to be enough. Hitbox is still able to get the reset just in time. Mad got the value from the add-on, but it wasn't enough. He wasn't able to convert that into a down. Mad now on the back of it after getting such a huge basement hook. However, he does see someone injured. If that is Daimao, which it is, this could be huge for Mad. He could get the tunnel out. The question is he going to be able to convert this? Daimao still in the Mind effect right here too, so he can't get himself reset at all. He can't slow down. He can't waste any more time. LaMagic can't really harass him with the flashlight either since he is injured. Hitboxes and Itachi can't really go for a body block against the nurse, but Daimao does something incredibly smart and goes down on the pallet. Is this going to be a pallet save? There's Hitboxes coming in on the final seconds, gets the save onto Daimao, and now the chase will continue. And we see the for the people as well. Oh my god.
That is absolutely huge. It is going to prolong this chase just a little bit here. Now you also had seen that third gen pop. The question is how much progress is going to be able to get put into these gens, because you can't help but anticipate that the tunnel out is going to continue. Now I'm going to be checking up on not the gen, but you can actually see the little bit of the outline of the body. Wait, is this something new? We lost track of Daimel.
No, that's so huge! That means that Mad's now not going to be able to get the tunnel even out at 2 gens. Lamagic also going to get the locker juke once again. Might even be able to use his flashlight here. He doesn't have access to Dead Hard, but still doesn't really even need it if he's able to use his flashlight correctly or this environment. Mad tries to go for the convert, but it's not able to connect the hit onto the back of him either. We see a missed skill check or maybe a rushed action in the distance. Mad could have gone over there, maybe found him out, but no. Instead, going to return back to these generators where he saw a lot of progress. That's going to be able to find Itachi now out near the main building, but he's not really someone that you want to go for. The only one with any stages is Daimel, and even though he's healthy, you need to go for him now. Missing onto Itachi is not what you need to do. That's the worst target to go for right now.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see these swings and misses right now, really starting to be feeling the pressure that we're seeing pushed out from our survivors. We're seeing Lamagic's going to get reset across the way. I would anticipate that we're going to be seeing the same from hitboxes here shortly. You do still have a little bit of a, well, I wouldn't say a little bit. You have a nice little 3-gen here up in this little corner of the map. It's not your traditional top side 3-gen, but you do have that nice little gen kind of over where a lot of our competitive players would be calling like 2, 3, right? So, I mean, you've got yourself a good setup, but you need some downs, and since you're not going to be able to get an elimination soon, this chase needs to end right now.
Yeah, Itachi is going to go into the corner. That's almost guaranteeing the down, but it's going to waste a little bit more time. Mad is so far from the other generators, and if he goes for the hook, even with agitation, he's not going to have a lot of time to go back to these generators. We already see another one getting popped. Mad only has 1 generator remaining, and a lot of progress is on this generator that he's going for it. Yeah, like I said, a lot of agi value has come out in this match. Mad is able to make it all the way over here, but still, even with this great hook, you have a good 3-gen, but you have so much pressure from these survivors, you might not even be able to keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for you is you do have pop available for you if you can keep accumulating these hook stages, right? But that's the problem, is you have to be able to keep getting the downs. And thus far in the trial, that has not been very successful for you as far as for Mat 05. And we even see a couple survivors already going to start working on 1-gen. We've got Itachi over here trying to make a little bit of distance. Isn't going to be able to do so. That's going to be a down over here in this one corner of the map. But 2 survivors working on that 3 o'clock gen. You can see the notifications thanks to that call of Brian. I think you get there and interrupt this, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we get the next stage, but like we said, a lot of progress has been built up. Pop is going to be able to try and regress that a little bit more. Itachi also going to be instantly saved off that hook, but Mad's still really in a bad situation. He can't really leave that generator. If 2 survivors work on that for any longer, Mad is going to lose that generator, but he also needs to go for Itachi and Demao, which are the 2 survivors away from this generator. So Mad, in between a rock and a hard place, can't really commit to anything right now and just has to play the waiting game, but it seems like he's going to leave that generator just for a little bit, try to find someone out of position, goes upstairs. That's going to waste a little bit more time of his, as the 2 survivors are going to be starting working on that generator, and Itachi is also going to get reset in the meantime.
And we do see, though, you are going to get some decent call of Brian value, at least for now, on this generator over here. Helps a little bit more with that regression, which then in turn will really help you keep that control of your 3-gen here if you can get it down and also apply a pop there. However, we haven't checked on that top mid-gen in a while, have we, G'day?
No, we haven't at all, so that could be Mad is going to slip away a little bit of pressure. However, I think we've seen so many of these survivors. We just saw 2, and we saw Itachi earlier. The only one unaccounted for really is Daimao, so if he's up there, that would be huge. But yep, that's exactly what he was doing, a balanced landing as well to get away. Very, very well played from Daimao, just trying to get as much attention away from Mad as possible. But still, 2 survivors are on death hook. Mad could turn this around at any point. He just needs the opportunity to do so, and the survivors aren't giving him any of that. Everyone's reset, everyone is putting pressure exactly where it needs to, and everyone is running as soon as Mad even starts to blink over to their area.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing right now from the side of OBOY is really what has allowed them to be consistently consistent, right? Where they're showing a lot of discipline. They're doing a good job with their communication. They're pre-leaving. They're not greeting too much. They know that they're in a good spot. They're not trying. They're applying pressure, but not overly applying that pressure, right? Not overextending and getting themselves caught out of position. Unfortunate blink here, which is going to buy a little bit more time potentially for some survivors to be working on this generator over here. Of course, it is still glowing yellow, which means you can also potentially get a little bit of additional information if anyone jumps on it and hits those good skill checks instead of greats. But regardless, you can see they're working on the top gen, and that one all the way across the way really splits these things up, and that's going to be a nice fake as far as from Daimao. Mad thought they were dropping, not going to be the case. And if you waste time over here, that does allow the survivors to pressure into those gens, even if it is just 7, 8, 15 seconds.
Yeah, Mad is going to have to commit to this chase. It's on him now. It's on a death hook, but he doesn't really have the time to. The survivors are already starting on another generator. He needs a hit 10 seconds ago. He'll get one now, but is that enough? I don't think it is. He's going to have to convert this immediately as well. Daimao is going to play around the edge map. He does get it down, but even with agitation, that last generator is going to get completed.
And that's tough here. So that's going to be all 5 gens. Now our survivors can start attacking these doors. Of course, Cold Tower being a little bit more friendly sometimes, especially on the Nurse, where you can kind of get some decent doors. That's going to be 1 light across the way. So at least 25%, not quite to 50 here. The question is, anyone maybe also close to the other door to start applying pressure to that here. And that's going to be Itachi here, who's going to get found. I think that's the survivor who's worth...
Yeah, he's going to be on
right now.
Yeah, he's going to be on the death hook, so that's not who you wanted to find here in this end game. He will take the death, but if the survivors are being smart, which, I mean, we've seen out throughout this game that they've been able to, yep, they're going to head immediately over across the map. However, that door hasn't started. LeMagic's also kind of nearby. If LeMagic's found out, that could be a huge point swing. This could be a 3K turning out, or if Hitbox is even found, this could be even more huge. Seems like, however, Mad is just going to be watching over on this door, expecting someone to go for him.
Shut up. He didn't see him?
He didn't see him. He didn't see him on that corner.
Man, not like this, brother. There's going to be someone. The other door's already going to be open.
Yeah, Hitbox is also heading over there. LeMagic's going to start on the main building one now. There's nothing Mad can really do here in this situation. Oh, but Hitbox is left early, and he doesn't have any scratch marks to go off, but he sees him. This should be the 3K, unless Hitbox is able to make it to Hatch. The Hatch is right there. Mad's not going to be able to stop him. Even with an M1, it won't be enough.
Oh, this is going to be a fresh hook getting out via the hatch. That hurts to see. Mad only going to be able to blink just to be able to watch the jump into the hatch. 3 points awarded as far as on the jump into the hatch, and that's 7 points that were left on the table if you would have been able to get that first hit a little bit sooner.
Yeah, only getting 2 kills out there. No additional hooks as well outside of those 2 hooks is going to mean Destin's only going to get 14 points. And oh boy, with those 2 fresh escapes and all the generators completed, is going to get 16 points. That means a survivor advantage going into the killer round. That is so huge, since killers usually have an opportunity to score more points and always are expected, even with bad results, to have more points than the survivors. So right now, Desolate is definitely in a bad spot, especially when OBOY has a really, really good Nurse here, and Desolate, this being their ideal killer, this is not the showing that they really wanted to show here.
Yeah, this is really, really tough because, you know, it's one thing if you get 1 fresh hook out the door, right? But you've got to be able to get 2 fresh hooks out the door here if you're Desolate. Again, you mentioned against a very, very good Nurse player. This is going to be tough, but this is what we expected. The question is the end result of set number 1 what we expect, or can Desolate pull off some magic? We'll find out the answer to that right after this. So 3 survivors out the door, 2 of them being fresh. Is your win condition here going? Wait a minute. Not against Mad 05? No, it is against Mad 05. We just had someone else out here to the game. That's... Wait, right?
No, it's a little bit of a production issue. It's not going to be a Mad 05 on the killer. Don't worry about it. We'll load in. We'll see who the actual killer is. But that survivor roster is correct. Mad 05, Leof, Jay, and Lucas. What do you think about what the survivors need to do here?
Man, I mean, 7 stages out the door against the Nurse is it's a tall ask here, and you know, especially against a killer like Hitboxes here, who is known for their play on the Nurse. Don't be surprised to see a, you know, early quick down potentially. We are going to be seeing some scratch marks back here along the backside of the shack. I do believe that was, it's going to be Leaf found very, very early here before that 30-second mark even found. Going to be trying to stay back here at the shack since this is the corrupt side of the map, but right now going to be zoning themselves away from the shack. I thought was going to be able to avoid that, not going to be the case. That's a very early down here for Hitboxes.
Yeah, not going to be the basement. The basement is going to be in that main building, but Hitboxes is going to be able to use the this hook in the middle of the street. That's going to give him a lot of pressure on all of these visible gens, as well as the generator upstairs as well. So Hitboxes has a lot of control in the center right now. However, he does blink into a little bit of a corner there. That's going to waste a couple more seconds. Survivors are already working on these generators, and Lucas is going to set up for the save. Ooh, I think even Hitboxes could have saw Lucas there peeking up from the rock just in the corner of his eye, but he didn't see it exactly, so he's just going to stay over here. That's going to waste Lucas's time as well, since he doesn't know that Hitboxes doesn't know exactly where Lucas is, so Lucas can't enter into a chase. He can't really leave this area. He has to stay over here so he can go and get that save if he needs to. However, Hitboxes is going around these rocks where Lucas was. He sees a crow now. He thinks, I think though, that it was the survivor on the hook and not Lucas, meaning that Hitboxes is going to be able to unintentionally, I think, waste a lot of Lucas's time. Only 2 generators should be completed, similar to how we saw previously, and this first survivor is going to hit that second stage.
And there you see now Luca's going to be trying to move in, see if they can make a play here before that second stage. The firecracker play is not going to work. Second stage going to be a force, and then we are probably going to see Hitboxes. Yeah, go ahead and invest in this chase. You've already gotten a second stage. You thought you were going to get that pallet and get absolutely wrecked here. Now it's going to be Hitboxes doubling back, and no chance that you're going to allow Leaf to get out of your sights here. That's an easy elimination, and that would make that win condition as far as for Hitboxes that much more attainable.
Yeah, we already see two generators have popped, so Desolate not in the worst of places, but Leaf definitely cannot go down here. Oh my god, Hitboxes lands immediately on top of Leaf, but like his name, those hitboxes of that tile are going to prevent him from getting it down. Lucas is also going to get picked up, meaning Leaf will go down here and maybe take a death unless the survivor can come in and get a pallet save, a flashlight, anything like that. Maybe even a dead hard body block would save Leaf, but so far nothing's going to be able to come through. No pallets nearby either. This should just be the death onto Leaf, and all the survivors are going to have a lot of time, but oh no!
Slaps them with the D, but he's not going to get very far.
Immediate down, however, even with the decisive strike, that could have been huge, but it's not enough. Leaf will still just die here. That's thanks to that DS nerf.
Man, what a big play, but it doesn't buy you much time at all. Back in the day, that would have bought you plenty of time. The question is, how much time did it buy you here? Because the first hook and then concurrent camp second stage bought you 2 gens. That's a 3rd gen now popping here. This generator, oh, imagine if you would have caught him in the locker. That would have been so huge. This is going to be a pop goes the weasel onto this gen, of course, with it having so much progress. Going to get pretty big value from that perk there, but might be wasting time trying to find the survivor that they think is lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, we'll see the reset coming on to Luke as Hitboxes is going to be looking around here, like you said, potentially wasting time. But as we've seen, none of the survivors are actually on these generators. So this time is time well spent, I would say, trying to gather as much information as possible. If you're able to find someone out in the open, out of position, that will also just be even better. However, now that the reset has come through, Hitboxes knows that he has to now try and be a little bit more proactive. And he does find a survivor here waiting at shack. I believe that's going to be Lucas at the back of the shack right here. So Hitboxes is going to need to try and get his hit as soon as possible. Lucas 99's the sprint burst, however, able to avoid that first hit. Now is going to make it back to this pallet, but it's not going to really do much other than prevent Hitboxes from seeing him perfectly. He does still be able to see him through those windows, however, so Lucas is going to take the hit because of that. Now has to go towards the edge map. Not going to waste a lot of time at all. Jay and Matt05 are being able to start a gen, but not a lot of progress is going to be gained unless they are both doubling it. But if they are doubling it, Hitbox is going to have the opportunity to now head over towards the generator that we just saw have a missed skill check on there as well. So Hitboxes, if 2 people are over there, is going to have a lot of potential here to snowball, and if there aren't 2 people, then it's going to be even less progress than we thought could be there. Actually, I lied. They're able to finish the generator somehow.
Yeah, get it done right in your face. That's a little bit of insult to injury there. The question, though, now becomes, where's Matt05, right? Because technically right now, you do still have 2 fresh hook survivors. You got to remember, if you can get multiple, you need 7 stages out the door. I think even if you technically hand a stage over, would that make it then need 8 stages? Would that be right?
I think you could, I don't know. I think it really comes down to those fresh hooks. I think if you get 1 more fresh hook and then no more stages out, it's going to not be the win for OBOY here, so they are going to need at least another fresh hook and another hook to win here. Doesn't necessarily mean that the death onto Lucas, but 2 more hooks on a fresh hook survivor would do it. We see Matt05 hover in the distance is going to be completing that generator. Jay is going to be setting up for the save onto Lucas as well, but honestly, I would go for the tie here if I was Desolate. We have that last generator done. Lucas hits second stage. Noed's activated. Mad is going to be a fresh hook. He's going to be found out. Lucas will get saved. Mad definitely needs to not be found here. If he's found here, this will be devastating for Desolate. Oh, and he's found in the edge map. He has that Noed as well. Hitboxes should be able to just land this and get the guaranteed win since Lucas did hit that second stage as well. But Noed, I think, got broken. Oh no, lethal blinks. Blinks don't count anymore. I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh boy, bought Noed. And I forgot about Noed as well. I didn't even mention that this whole game. The nurse changes, but it doesn't even matter. Matt05 still goes down. It doesn't even play out. They brought a perk that is useless now on the nurse. I completely forgot about that.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually forgot about it too until it hit, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, and that's gonna be, I mean, regardless, it still plays out in your favor as far as for the fact that it's another fresh hook, and I think with that fresh hook, because it's only 6 stages left, even if you get the save, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore. OBOY will be taking this set no matter what happens. And that fake out Noed was so huge to see, honestly. With a useless perk, OBOY will still take this nurse set.
I mean, is it useless here in this case though? Because now
you're
come
camping,
into the save, right?
I mean, you still do have some use. Noed's also right there. There's no way to come in right now, but since no more stages really are needed here to win, I guess it is still a little bit useless.
I mean, it's getting, Noed value baby, as Otofu would say here, sitting next to the hook. No, I mean, you gotta give it up to the survivors here from Desolate, though. They came in with a very tall ask and just about pulled it off. I also like seeing that they're still coming in, showing some fight, right? Like, even though the decision has already come to a close.
Oh, Lucas gets down.
About the
the Noed came through. It actually had some value.
Now
Lucas will go down.
Haste, and they're going away from the door that was open.
Yeah, Jay's might go down here too. We might see a 4K here. Matt hits second stage as well.
Oh my goodness, not like
the Noed might give him a 4K. I think he lost Jay though. Maybe Jay will get out. Please, don't give him the 4K with the Noed. This would be so embarrassing.
Oh man. Look, I'm just happy I wasn't the one on the desk saying that Noed was useless before we saw a hit that came in across it. You know what I'm saying? But that was it was good to see that coming across. Another play. Again, I love seeing the fight here from Desolate because we do know that they are going to be going into this Doctor set, and they need to set the tone in set number 2 after dropping this one to OBOY here. So you love to see the fight. Again, they came in with a tall ask, almost pulled it off. I shouldn't say if it weren't for the Noed, because the Noed didn't really give him the value on the 6th hook, but still.
Yeah, we do see the 3K coming out from OBOY. They won it out even before that Noed got downed. Mad being found was so unfortunate from there. If he was able to hide, it would have been free. But even with him being found, if he was able to get away, thanks to the fact that Noed no longer applies to those special attacks, that would have also been huge. That would have allowed them to get the win. That was so close to being in Desolate's favor there in the end game. But OBOY, again, showing their consistency, showing their ability to perform when they need to. Hitboxes will come in and take the win, even with Noed being used on a killer with only special attacks right now.
So what's interesting here is I'm really looking to see the response from Desolate, because this could be one of 2 things, right? This could be motivating because we almost beat OBOY on their set. We were right there, even having such a tall ask, or it's, oh man, we were almost there, and then we ended up fumbling the bag at the end. It's really important to see which side or which type of energy Desolate seems to come out with in this next set on records or on Rhett's shop here, because obviously with it being a best of 3, you've already had one set down, one side of our matchmaking screaming, oh boy. On the other side, though, it is looking quite desolate. We're gonna be back here though with set number 2, the Rhett shot on the Doctor right after this. Ourselves ready for another trip here back into the fog. Time for set number 2 here. This is going to be the Doctor set. Going to be seeing Rocket out on the Doctor, Matt05, Leaf, Yuza, and Lucas out on the Survivor side here. And after that last set, What are you looking for here today? Oh,
You.
yeah, we've actually already found ourselves into a chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say we started a little bit late here into this set because of that little loading bug, but we're already into a chase. Luca's already got injured, and we have a head-on already coming through here. Rocket is going to be starting off in a good position, but Lucas able to make it away already. This is a great little comeback and a little back and forth right here after Lucas suddenly just took that first hit super fast.
Yeah, now you're going to be seeing, obviously, trying to take this chase into those corrupted portions of the
coming
map.
for the body block.
Can he get there, though, is the question, right? Because obviously, Rocket's going to be closing this distance. Yeah, can you make a play? Oh, gets done, stupid. Plus 10 wood added to the face here, but can you create distance is the question. This is an unsafe pallet, but it is going to be a body block coming in here. There is going to be a hit
around the rock, though.
Taken.
Ooh, yeah, he just goes for it. He has to right there. I think Rocket honestly had a little bit of potential to try and outplay around that rock since you couldn't really fit two people in that same passageway at the same time. So Rocket might have been able to force that it to be a down onto Lucas, but you know, with how many body blocks are coming through, I don't think this is a bad thing for Rocket really to spread the pressure as much as he is, especially with Sloppy Butcher. It's no longer, you know, it's no longer bugged right now to where it's slowing down interactions or things like that, but still getting that Sloppy Butcher applied to 3 separate survivors and still getting the down is so huge, especially when you waste so much time and only 1 generator is going to get completed off of this first chase.
Yeah, we can probably assume that generator came from Yuza, right? Because we had Leaf and Matt05 both moving in for body blocks. But even with that, a second gen getting popped, 2 survivors here paired up on a generator. Oh, there is going to be some eruption, though, unfortunately, here. That is, or not eruption, pain residence. I'm an idiot. Don't mind me. First time caster, by the way. The pain residence here, though, that is going to obviously regress that gen that had a lot of progress quite a bit. And what's now unfortunate is the generator that has the most progress on the map is right next to this hook.
Yeah. Rocket's going to be in a great position, especially when he finds Matt05 injured out in the open. He's not going to commit to it. He doesn't want Leaf to come in and sneak in for the save. But honestly, with Leaf being injured right here, I think I would commit over towards either Matt05 or Yuza. Try to either spread my pressure onto Yuza or get the down onto Mad. This isn't really a safe area for either of them. And if Leaf goes in for the save, I'm relatively close nearby, and I could get it down either onto Lucas or onto Leaf. But maybe just trying to consolidate their pressure and get that second stage, you know, confirmed as fast as possible. Not gonna leave it up to any luck on whether or not he's able to get it down relatively fast in the next chase. Just going to try and get the max value off of this one. However, the survivors are getting their time wasted a lot. We saw Leaf was trying to come in and go for the save, and both of these survivors over here haven't really been able to do anything. They're trying to go for the reset, but the Sloppy Butcher is going to stop them. Rocket is also going to be there nearby as well, and Lucas in the meantime will hit that second stage.
Yeah, and you'll even see it looks like breaking away from this chase for a second to see if there was a save coming in, which is indeed the case. Remember, that survivor was forced to a second stage, which means they can be removed from this trial by being put up onto a hook one more time here. Now going to be working their way along the bus. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to build too much distance here. They're still stuck over on the side, especially with that moonwalk there, being able to at least close the gap a little bit. Not going to be able to make the pallet either.
Oh, the body block will come through.
About to see it down.
Oh, nobody blocks him. He blocks him.
Oh!
No! Yuza blocks Lucas from being able to throw that pallet, so Rocket is going to be able to get the down. I think Yuza was trying to go for a body block there, but blocks his teammate, and now that's going to be the death onto Lucas at 3 generators remaining. This is a great start from Rocket. I think Lucas was entirely safe there. Yuza just accidentally blocked him for a couple seconds and allowed Rocket to catch up.
Man, that is huge here. A very unfortunate blunder, especially because you do still have 1 survivor injured here. Looks like our survivors might be split up, which is going to be like the most ideal situation if you want to try and crack into those gens. But if, unfortunately, it is your injured survivor, Leaf, who gets found back here on the back side of the red shop, which is pretty well known for not having the most safe of pallets, just a couple of these few around here that are more fillers that you can't really play around. This down's eventually going to come in, as we can see, closing a little bit of distance, playing around another tile, but obviously with the Doctor's ability to shut down those mini loops like this, it's eventually going to come in with the down. The only question is how much progress is put into these gens.
Yeah, Leaf will go down on the edge map, but with one survivor already out the game, Yuza was also wasting time trying to go for that body block. I don't think there's going to be a lot of progress on these generators, especially when Leaf, another one of the 3 remaining, is going to be up on this hook, and now another survivor has to go in for the save. Yuza is going to be 70% on one, but I don't think that's enough. 50 on Mads. One of these is going to get interrupted, and if it's Yuza's, that's going to be spelled so disastrous for Desolate here, I think. Mad05 is also kind of nearby. Rocket's going to be trying to pressure him, doesn't find anyone on the static blast, knows he can leave this area essentially and just go and interrupt one of these generators. He finds Mads, which is great because now Yuza is going to be able to get completed, and Yuza might be able to go in for the save, but Rocket getting this hill right next to the generator, knowing exactly where both of the survivors are coming from now, thanks to the fact that Yuza completed that generator and gave up his position. This means Rocket honestly has all the information and is the person with so much power here in this situation.
And you'll even still see, I mean, even with that farther gen that we applied that kick to, and I don't know if they are able to go in and stop the regression.
Don't see a grab.
There's still a decent regen over here, but now going to be working our way in here, and oh, this could be trouble, because now you've got one survivor who is unable to even go for the save.
He misses the shock. Gets the body block. Ooh, I think Yuza might have redeemed themselves right there, able to get the body block there and get the save out of here. Now going for another one. This is going to be everyone injured, however. Rocket has a lot of pressure right now, especially if you're able to get the down onto Mad05. He's playing around this pallet. Does he vault? No. Rocket is going to have to be forced to break this. Now onto this pallet gym. Should have to be forced to break this one as well. Unless Mad decides to greet it. Might have Dead Hard, I would guess. That's the only reason why you greet it. Oh no, it's already dropped. That's why. And so Mad will just go down with after a wonderful mind game from Rocket right there.
Yeah, really well done. You are going to be seeing is going to try and extend this hook as well. Go back to this middle hook that got Rocket so much value earlier in the game. We are going to be seeing, unfortunately, only working that middle gen. It's not too far. Yeah, you've got resilience over here, which is going to help you a little bit on that, but you are going to get binged by that static blast. You're not going to be by this generator. The generator's probably going to catch a kick here as well, and Rocket in such a good place being able to control this hook here as well.
Yeah, Yuza's we know the whereabouts of Yuza. We know the whereabouts of Leaf. Mad is going to be on the hook. Rocket is going to be able to end this game with just one more mistake from Desolate. Yuza is also going to be wasting a lot of time just staying here in front of the hook. They should just try and wrap around and potentially go for the reset with Leaf. I think that's the best play they can really hope for in this situation. Just let Mad hit second stage. I think that is the best call here, but Yuza could also potentially sneak by. I think that's what they're going to try and opt for, but still, that's so risky, and just going for Leaf I think is the safer play. Even if you have to take that second stage onto Mad05, you need to at least get 2 more generators done. If you can complete all the generators, then you're giving your killer player a lot better situation to play on and a lot better room to breathe. But it doesn't seem like they're going to go for the reset at all. Instead, Yuza's just going to start on another generator, but that's going to mean that Leaf's generator in the meantime is going to lose a lot of progress. Even with him tapping it, it's not going to be enough, and Rocket, now seeing Mad hit second stage, is just going to commit to this generator, and Yuza's not going to be able to get back in time and save Mad if Rocket gets the down here, and he does over the pallet on the edge of his bat. He's going to get the down onto Leaf. The save will come through, but not a lot of distance is going to be gained. Mad should go down in the next couple of seconds, unless it looks like Rocket is just going to pick up Leaf here in this situation.
Yeah, I like this call, though, because you should be able to extend this back over to that middle hook, be able to still control these gens, and now you're still in that same similar situation where the survivors either need to take additional time to heal, which means it's time not on the gens, or they have to commit to the gens and be split and be in a situation where if they're caught in an open area, especially which Red Shop is known for on the backside of this shop itself, you could be in a lot of trouble. That static blast there as well is going to tear Yuza up, which means Yuza's going to at least need to stop somewhere, defrag their brain real quick before they can do anything, which is just that more extra slowdown that is built into that Doctor's kit here. And this gen's still regressing as well. So much map control currently for our killer.
You know, one thing that I was going to say, the difference between this situation and the one previously where we had Leaf and Yuza on opposite sides of each other was that Mad05 and Yuza could very easily go for that reset. But as we just saw right here, Yuza and Mad05 opted to split up, and Yuza is going to be found out in the open because of that. Mad05 will get the save onto Leaf in the meantime, but if both of them were just stayed on that same side since they were already on the same side, I think they could have gone for that reset and been in a much safer position. But now Yuza gets down. That's going to be the fresh hook. Now, again, we're going to see that pain resonance be applied. And we're going to see that Rocket is now going to get a lot of regression on the opposite generator as well after he kicks it right here and allows it to regress. This is going to force the survivors in a much worse situation than if they just allowed Leaf to sit on the hook for a little bit longer, or sorry, Mad sit on the, or yeah, Leaf rather, sit on the hook for a little bit longer, and Mad and Yuza were able to reset each other instead of just greeting for that gen progress. I don't think it was really warranted. I don't think it was enough, and because of that, Yuza is going to be on the hook. Mad will get reset, but Leaf is also going to be found over here in the corner with Rocket pressuring both of them. Yeah.
This is tough, so you know you're going to should be able to get a second stage here pretty well forced for free because you're on the far side of the map. You're trying to see if you can still keep this ace here. Leaf zone back, trying to see if you can get it down, but because of the fact that Mad is slowly making their way towards this unhook, you can understand why Rocket does switch targets. Rocket right now in such a good position. They've played themselves into this position where they're able to play patient. They're able to play disciplined. They're able to play smart. They don't need to overextend.
We're going to be continuing now on to this next chase with Mad here at the Pallet Gym. Once again, Rocket's been able to show a lot of mind games around here. I wasn't even sure where he was right there when he put his camera down into the floor. But also, one thing to keep in mind, Mad05 is going to take this chase over towards this Pallet Gym, but also towards the hook as well. He's the only one uninjured, so he's the only one who can safely go for this unhook. And Leaf also is nowhere to be found around here as well. So Rocket knows that he can just camp out over here and get the kill. There's not enough progress on any of the generators as he's seen to really warrant leaving right now, so he can just stay over here. They have to go for the double save if they want to get used off this hook, but honestly, I think they just let him hang here. Leaf has to finish at least one more generator. In the meantime, Mad, we see the scratch marks, I think, of going back towards where Leaf would be working on these generators, so Rocket is going to get this guaranteed kill, but the survivors should at least get one more generator.
Yeah, the only problem, though, you have to remember when we came over to this gen at Pride Rock, before we went and interrupted the survivors after just the one reset, this gen did not have very much progress on it, which is why there isn't that much on it at this point. Rocket, again, just has really played themselves into a great situation. Now you're going to be able to work back here along the shop. Yeah, it is a big main building, but other than the main building, there aren't very many resources over here for the survivors to have at their disposal. We are going to be seeing Leaf try and take this aggro back towards the shack, see if maybe you can buy enough time for Mad05 to get a gen done. That would at least allow your killer to be able to come out here and play around the 3 gen, but it would be so, it's still, you have to go on a crazy run here.
Oh my god, Rocket gets the shock onto Leaf as well, prevents him from going for the pallet. He should be able to still make the window. Does Rocket get the shock once again? I don't think he will go for it just now. He's going to wait for him to vault in so he can guarantee that he can't go for the pallet or the window, and then guarantees the down there. That's Doctor at his finest. That's getting a down with dropped shack pallet on an M1 killer. That was insanely well played from Rocket there, able to get that situation to play out. Mad05, the only one now left on the board. We'll see the death of Leaf, and now the question is Desolate going to be able to get at least one more generator done, or are we going to see a 4K at 2 generators remaining? 28-6 would be the final score in that scenario. Rocket is just going to commit to closing this hatch. Mad might be wanting to get out the door. That will be a 3-point swing, but I don't think it's enough. You know, we can't really finish any more generators, can't get any more points for Desolate here unless he gets the escape, and he can't go for the hatch since it's been closed. And so the only thing he can really hope for is these doors, but he's going to start on the no-ed for some reason. I don't know if that's the right play. He'll let the killer know exactly where he is once he breaks that, if he does go for that.
Yeah, but now it's going to require 2 M1s instead of 1 to be able to get that down. I also want to point out here the fact that at this stage in the game, it's an 11-hook game. Rocket has played this thing beautifully throughout the course of this trial. Yeah, you had a couple of, well, I guess not 11 hook. It is 11 stage game, though, thus far. You had a couple 4 stages, but just in control from the word go. Playing the Doctor, I mean, just to the T, really flexing the abilities there. And, I mean, yeah, you have one more fun go around here for Mad05, but whoever comes out here on the Doctor for Desolate doesn't even have the ability to rely on a 3-gen to force an overtime.
Yeah, you have to just finish the game at 3 generators remaining for the win, or 2 for the tie here to force the reset of this set. And I honestly think that's honestly the best you can hope for. This is Desolate's set, and they've shown not a great performance here on the survivors. They had a great opportunity at the early game, but they just threw it all away in the mid game. That body block from Yuza that we saw earlier that bodied Lucas from being able to get away, get to that pallet, and preventing the kill at 3 generators remaining, that would have been the game changer, I really think. If that didn't happen, Desolate would have been in a much better position. And then in the end game, where Mad05 and Yuza were on the same side, that also would have been a great result to see them not go and agreed for that gen progress, but instead go for the reset and try to consolidate the game back in their favor.
Man, oh boy, talk about a big game there. Not even allowing a 4th gen to pop, really setting the tone. Big shout out to Rocket there. I'm not sure who it is that's going to be coming out on the Doctor for Desolate, but they are definitely going to have their backs up against the wall. They're going to need to accumulate a whole bunch of hook states really, really fast if you want to, at least, like you said, at best case scenario, more than likely force the reset of this of this set here anyway. So we'll be back with game number 4 between Desolate and OBOY right after this. All right, and we are back. Desolate here is going to be in a tough position. Jay going to be out on the killer. You will see the scoreboard is different though because of the DC. It's actually only going to be 4 points instead of 6 points, which means now you can only allow 2 gens to pop to the survivors of Daimal, the Magic, Rocket, and Hitboxes. You unfortunately make a tall ask even taller with a very unfortunate disconnect there at the end of the game. I understand that the trial's already decided, but we do need to play things out, especially as far as for production and things as well, which is why we do see that penalty. Our players have known about that for quite some time here. It's just an unfortunate situation where it might be so costly.
Yeah, now you have to get a 4K at 3 generators to tie and a 4K at 4 to win here. A very even higher ask from Desolate here. Jay is going to be the one to try and run it out. Rocket playing very, very confident here at this fun bus. The shock will come through. That should allow for the hit, but Jay goes around maybe thinking that he didn't get the shock, or maybe that Rocket already was vacuumed into that window. But the question is, will Jay be able to get it this turnaround? I don't think he will. I think he has to go for another shock to prevent the pallet. Ooh, but Rocket goes wide. So smart from him, the 1v1 champion here, but he still will take an M1 in the back. Jay is going to try and find him now, but no scratch marks are to be seen right now. Jay just tracing his own trail. We did see a doctor hallucination. That means that Rocket is in the area, so Jay knows that he looked around and found him now all the way at Shack though. The distance that he gained off of that one hit is so huge, and the survivors should be able to work on so many of these generators and get so much progress. If each of them just pops one during this chase, that will be the win for OBOY.
Yeah, and even also too, you all swing and a miss. I was gonna say the one thing that is kind of working on your side here is the fact that this chase has been kind of going on in the midst of your uncorrupted side of the map, but you haven't switched targets yet, which does mean people have still had the ability to simply sit on the gens. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Jay, if I come in here with a tall ask, I don't know if committing to a chase with Rocket right off the rip is the best decision. Of obviously with Ender already, you have no choice at this point, but a very costly mistake to start off the trial. And with one gen already being done, you can't help but imagine that that second isn't too far off.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a very, very tight situation for Jay right now. He needs it down, he needs it now, and he needs to make sure that these survivors aren't going to be splitting up on any more gens. We've already seen 1 bin popped. If 2 more pop, it's going to be game over. We're pressuring around 3 to 4 survivors, however, but Jay just left 2 of them over in that corner to start on another generator to try and go for LeMagic. The question is it worth it? Is he going to be able to down LeMagic, then interrupt another person's generator, then go all the way back to where these 2 people are working on and interrupt that generator as well? The Magic will get down, but Jay's not even going to waste time going for it. He finds Hitboxes immediately. Maybe Hitboxes left that generator that Daimal also started working on, or maybe that's a different one from the one that Daimal and Rocket were working on. It seems like it was, as Rocket goes all the way back for the Magic, gets the pickup with 4 the people, and now 3 people are up. There's another generator getting completed as well, the one that Daimal started on earlier that we saw and talked about. So that means Jay only has 1 more lifeline. The tie is all he can hope for right now, and he has to get a 4-man down right now.
Yeah, not only that, but look how far away some of these generators are too, right? Not only do you need to get the down, but you need to
and there's
somehow
the
get
last
all the way
gen!
across the map, and that's going to be a big distance built here now at this point by
Another gen gets
Magic
completed.
here. I don't know if we're going to be able to see as far as getting to this pallet, but it doesn't matter. The third gen has already been complete. Oh boy, will be continuing their winter circuit. We will be seeing Desolate, unfortunately, seeing their winter circuit coming to a close. But I'm sure if I'm the side of Oh Boy, I'm not just happy with the result of getting a W here. I'm trying to pile up the points and really boost up that momentum because I am still having to fight through the lower bracket.
You know, Jay's not slapping either, though. You see 4 injures right now. Everyone's close to each other. We'll see the down now onto Magic. We know Hitbox is nearby. We know Demao is nearby. Jay is going to go for the hook right here, but he could have gone for the 4-man slug. The flashlight save attempt comes through on the opposite side of that fun bus through the cracks in the walls, but it won't be enough. Hitbox is not able to land it. We see Demao in the distance trying to make it all the way back towards where Rocket's Jin is. He is broken currently thanks to that for the people, so he won't get a lot of value on a reset right now unless he's able to reset Rocket himself. But Jay is just going to static blast to try and get as much information as possible, and now knows the 2 survivors are heading near each other, so could interrupt that reset or potentially go for hitboxes and get another down here in this situation. Jay has a lot of power, but he only would be in a good spot if we didn't have the previous survivor round and then that DC at the end. It's just so unfortunate.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing, though, you're at least able to find Rocket here, jumping into the locker, making that a little bit easier for you, but it did also allow for the save across the way.
No! Okay.
Stop. I thought
my
we were about
God.
to see that happen there. I was about to lose my mind.
Oh,
But
the moth
this is
almost
going to be
came
a
true.
second hook here. The question becomes, do we happen to see our survivors able to safely reset?
Yeah, we see the snap out coming out right now. Hitbox is going to be kind of zoned by the killer, and Daimao isn't going to be able to go in for the save either, so no, the reset won't come through, and Jay is going to prevent this unhook from coming through as well. However, Magic could potentially get this Jin done, so Jay knows that, returns and interrupts him as well, but that means Daimao or Hitboxes, or both of them are going to be able to go over towards Rocket, get that reset, and potentially get in a much, much stronger position. Jay needs a down right now to prevent that from happening, or maybe these lucky screams from the survivors, thanks to his tear-ups, will prevent them from getting that through, and the Sloppy Butcher as well.
Yeah, and I mean, especially right now, you figure the longer this chase goes, I thought I might have been able to make it one more time around to this pallet. Not going to be the case. Don't think anyone's around for the pallet save, but man, would that add some insult to injury. But right now, a 4th gen is going to pop, and I believe that was one of the 3. That was the last little bit of a remnants of a 3 gen that our killer here had, which, I was going to say, might allow.
He doesn't see Rocket? What? Rocket runs in his face, and he has no clue. The static blast will let him know, but Jay was so close to finding someone out in the open, getting another injury, which would have been so huge, but now has to contend with Daimao, who's in a relatively safe location. Should have one pallet. No, the pallet didn't spawn here, so he will get a down still at least, but a body block could come through, and there's Hitbox in the right time. That's the opposite of what we saw from User right there. There's a perfectly timed body block that allows Daimao to now get away, and Hitboxes even make a pallet of their own.
And you also saw the save coming in across the way, so we're back to having 4 survivors back into this trial here. Ooh, unfortunately caught one that was lurking in the shadows. Nia Rocket gets caught out of position, greeting just a little bit here, but we are going to see Jay try and go for the slugs here. Try and see if we can fight back a little bit of pressure here, even with, though, the fact that we do have this resolution, an answer. I don't know the word I'm looking for, man. It's been a long day at DBD. Oh, but a pallet save is going to get him off the shoulder here. And we are back to 4 survivors left in play.
The T-Pex as well. Hitbox is feeling it a little confident. They have already won it. They're trying to show how good they can be in these chases and in these team plays as well. Jay is going to try and show the opposite. He's been able to get a lot of downs, a lot of injures, everyone injured as well, and he gets the pickup through the locker. Do we see a flashlight save? Please no. Okay. Oh, wait. I forgot they removed that recently, but still, that would have been huge to see in the previous patch, but no, Hitboxes still will just take this fresh hook, but you gotta keep in mind, everyone's still injured. Jay still has the opportunity. A lot of the pallets in this area have been used up. If he's able to find someone out in the open as well, that's gonna snowball even harder, but we've seen from OBOY, they're not going to allow that to happen. Magic immediately runs towards a tile and should be able to work around at least this window. Jay will immediately vault it, but Magic sees that, uses his window's opportunity, and heads all the way over towards another pallet. He's not going to go for it, not going to go for the stun. Instead, probably simply just going down on the pallet and trying to force another pallet save.
Okay, he sees him. I saw the one survivor line up. I'm like, you saw the one getting behind the truck, right? Yeah, that's actually going to be Daimao trying to line up here. Going to get caught out of position as well. So we now have 2 survivors down. One of them not going to be able to make it all the way back into the pallet space, but there was an attempt at a save with itself. I don't think Daimao was far enough into the actual space in its own right, but that's another fresh hook here.
I thought that was death hook onto Daimao. I thought that was way more big. One of those words right there. Than it actually was. A fresh hook here isn't exactly what you would want. You would want a death hook onto one of these survivors, but I don't think anyone actually is on that death hook thanks to the fact that Daimao was on fresh hook. So right now, really, you just want to go for any one of these targets, anyone out in the open, anyone at all really is your target right now. And Hitboxes is going to be the one for right now. Ooh, tries to go for a spin, not able to land it. Another survivor is nearby. Will we see a firecracker from Daimao? We know he has one. No, he's not going to go for it just yet. LaMagic was nearby, maybe opting for that pallet save if possible, but the last generator, Rocket will be on it, and it will be completed.
That's going to be the last gen pop. And the question now, if for the side of OBOY, is how many of these stages get out the door? Because Hitboxes, who is on the hook, does still have one more stage. Obviously, 3 people in play to try to attack the doors. The save comes in across the way, but Julian has been able to locate 2 different survivors over here in this short wall jungle gym. Not going to be able to get the pallet down this time. I don't know if they get the window though.
Yep. Oh! Just barely the edge of the bat, not able to connect on this one. Rocket will make it the 1v1 champion for a reason. We'll see LaMagic starting on that door, but we know there's no pallets around here. No one to come in for a body block this time either. So now it's just going to be Jay getting downed in the comp corner.
Yeah, and that's going to prolong that ship.
I don't think that was legitimate. I think this man's doing a little bit of what they call trolling.
Trolling?
Here.
Yeah. Is that what we got going on?
There's no way that he missed that, right? That was point blank. We'll see a door opening in the distance. I think Jay just wanted to give him an honest chance at this next chase as he'll go down into the pallet. Now he's going to challenge another pallet save to the 4th one, I think, of this time. But Hitbox is not even going to go for it. Throws down the pallet. Maybe try to go for a CJ there, even as we see the flashlight in his hands.
Yeah, that is going to be, though, LaMagic going back up onto this hook. That is going to be LaMagic's death hook as well, so I'm more than likely just going to be seeing the 3 out here from OBOY. But, man, talk about going from a 4K on one side with, even before the penalty, 2 gens still left standing.